Hey guys, we are back. Look what we got.
After a little while.
Yep, finally got it. This is a GTX 3528R.
82R.
82R. GTX 3582R.
And this
from PFI Speed.
From PFI Speed. Hell yeah. Check out the YouTube videos if you haven't.
Yeah, billet impeller. It's a really good size for this motor. Most people use these on like Hondas, but these are good for motors between like, what was it, like 1.8 liters and like 4 point something liter.
Yeah, I'm not exactly
It's
sure,
like right in the middle of its efficiency.
But also, we know multiple people who are using this on their Camaro.
Yep.
So, it was a good one. And it also has all the features that the CX Racing turbos that I was looking at for the same price were. Both dual ball bearing, both like machine impeller, both like have water inlets if you want. So like it has the same exact features.
Well, that's for a boost reference.
Oh, is that?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So it's like
then the CX Racing one had like an inlet for air or water to go in to cool your turbo. This doesn't have that then. So,
let's see if we can kind of mock this up.
So
it's a different flange.
So this is, I already know this is gonna have to rotate.
Yeah, it's gonna have to go down.
Because like this is not gonna fit right there like that. But
how do you want to have it in there?
So I mean, this is gonna have to point down, and we'd have to loosen these bolts to get that to do that. But it's not actually gonna fit up to the car like that, because like
yeah,
like this, and that butts up against the.
So yeah, it'd have to be like that. Then the exhaust side can go down.
And then could you hold that further away from the car? Yeah, exactly. So you know the turbo pretty much touches the alternator right here. But like besides that,
we'll be able to move this around.
Yeah, but the belt's literally gonna have barely any room to move. But yeah, turbo will be pointed down. That'll look good that way.
Yep.
And then the exhaust.
We have to do a lot of modification with the exhaust. Like this is where the wastegate's supposed to be. That is too small, and we're gonna have to relocate it. It only really helps the passenger side bank for blow off. So we're gonna probably hole saw the center of this, and then have like a 60 mil come off the bottom or straight out for the bypass valve or the blow off valve.
We're also gonna plug that, and then
yeah, that's for the O2. We'd want it probably after the turbo.
Yep.
It doesn't need it there off a collector.
And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna
you got your V-band clamp.
So we're gonna delete the AC, and then the exhaust is just gonna go basically up and around and down through here. And it should snake cleanly through the K-member where the past where the AC goes.
Yeah, I'll see if about putting up an image of more boost on Instagram setup, because we're also going to have a stand-up radiator. So we're going to be cutting out this center support bar. He actually has his turbo in the headlight area, so it comes off the collector and comes over here to a flange.
Looks good too.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, yeah. What he did, it looks good for someone who's doing it in their garage just like us. And yeah, if you haven't checked out Garner, it's More Boost Performance on Instagram. I'm emulating his build. He's helping me with it as well. And he's also going to be tuning this this car and probably my Bonneville as well.
Yeah,
so
got HP tuners.
He's a good dude, and I'm trying to emulate kind of what he's doing, and he's moving his build and bigger and better places. Actually, it's kind of funny because we dropped the supercharger and decided we wanted to go turbo, and then he decided he wanted to drop the turbo and go
twin charge.
And so he's doing both. In fact, he owns the supercharger that was going to go on Project F. And so check him out. His videos or his pictures and all that are gonna be cool.
He's on Facebook too.
He also makes YouTube videos, and so this will be really cool.
Yeah, I'm not gonna stand up.
Well, don't fall.
It's not. It's absolutely not where it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Also, there's modifications we need to do with the flanges and everything, like mentioned.
And then
we also might we mentioned in the last video, but we want to ceramic coat them too, because they're gonna be hot in that area.
And wrap them maybe even.
Yep. Both.
With like a non-fiberglass wrap. Never use fiberglass on your wrap, trust me. And so I think that, yeah, the exhaust is gonna go up and around, and then we'll actually have an exhaust
down through that area, because the AC condenser is gonna be gone, and it'll have a straight shot. Basically,
it takes a lot of room too. And
we might. I mean,
I can
also
see the fuel lines are like touching the header.
Well, that'll these aren't bolted up where they're going to be.
Okay,
oh, yeah,
that's
that.
true.
They're gonna be up like that more.
We might want to wrap that. We probably want to wrap all of the exhaust right there.
But yeah, also tubular K-member, also another good thing that we could potentially have. It would give us way more room. I'm just looking at the motor mounts, because if we get the AC out of there, motor mounts might still be an issue. It'll come close to it.
Yeah, especially with travel.
Also, the K-member, you can see, comes right up there. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but it comes up right there. So having a tubular K-member would be a really good advantage.
If you're a V8 guy, our K-members are just vastly different.
We can show you what the K-member looks like on Vince's Trans Am over there. He got one.
Vastly different, and to where like you can't even, they're just vastly different, and so like you can't even compare if you're used to a V8 like K-member. It's just like, yeah, you just have to like see it for yourself. So with
more boost setup, Garner setup, he's got his turbo here, and then the charge pipe comes straight into an air-to-water intercooler right here. So closed intercooler, that's a water pump going through to chill the air, which we're definitely wanting to do as well.
Exactly what I want to do.
And then comes straight back up into the intake. It'll be short piping, and air-to-water intercoolers are way more effective than air-to-air intercoolers. We'd still have to put a heat exchanger up here, but yeah, it's way more effective.
Yeah.
Then you can even go even further, put ice in it maybe, lots of other...
If we have like a box, if we have like a reservoir, I can put ice in it.
Yep.
That's kind of what I wanted to do with the Bonneville eventually, put like a reservoir somewhere in the system so it could like, I could put something cool in it.
Also, sorry to interrupt, but
that's okay.
The oil filter location here, we can get a sandwich plate from Pro Sport. You use code JURYRIG to get 10% off.
I have.
Oh, you do have a sandwich plate.
In fact, I also have the wastegate and the boot,
nice.
It's not the bypass valve, it's
the blow-off valve.
Blow-off valve, got that too. I just haven't brought them, and they're generic, so it's not really like anything to see.
And yeah, that can go there. That can be the feed. It'll have pressurized oil to the turbo, and then we already drilled a drain for the turbo as well in the pan, preemptively.
Yep, and that will be freaking handy for us.
Yep.
That'll be easy once we get those AN lines. It'll look really good too for the turbo. What else is I gonna say about this whole thing? Oh yeah, so more boost setup is like the turbo sitting here, imagine, and then the charge pipe literally goes right immediately into the intercooler, and from the intercooler immediately into the throttle body. And that's exactly what I want, because I mean that's so simple. You know, the less amount of piping. We
have to weld or do anything
too. So much simpler for us.
Might not even have to weld it. Literally, to start out, we could just do silicone couplers, and then just like 90 degree or 45 degree bends.
Yeah, I think that will be freaking easy to do. I think that will be the play.
And not worst case scenario, but like we could get them welded.
Yeah, in fact, I think that we might end up, since we already have some 3-inch mild steel for like, it's kind of like exhaust, we could
weld that, yeah.
I think what we should do is at least weld the blow-off valve to that, and then coupler that into the system.
Yeah.
That'll just make it easy. But yeah, if the radiator's down here, we might have to cut some of this off. But
might sit on that.
It might sit on that, yeah.
I don't know.
Good. But that's the plan.
With how small the motor is, with 2 less cylinders, we have so much room right here.
Vance's motor comes out to like here, but then it's far
all the way back.
In fact, no, it's farther back, because like you can reach the back of the heads.
Yep, that's true.
You cannot reach the back of the heads.
The intake's not on too, but
that's true. Yeah, we seriously do need to WD-40 these.
Yeah, we need to spray more WD-40 in the motor.
Yeah, because there's this maintenance surface is getting a little rusty. I can like wipe it off, so it's not like a big deal, but
yeah, there's just more that we got to do, and so we're finishing up with Vince's Trans Am over there. It's very close to firing, and then after that, you're gonna see lots of Bonneville content, because he's got his new motor that we're going to be just swapping. We're just gonna take a week, run through recording, run through installing it. So that'll be really fast, and then we can return our attention to this. So expect within the next couple months some legit Project F content, because we've got the turbo setup, we got the power adder, that's what we need for the exhaust and intake. The motor's built, we just need to plumb it and get it wired up.
I've decided that K-member, get in the K-member.
Hey,
I'm gonna get the
definitely
K-member
need to,
because like there's literally no better time to do this swap with K-member than when this comes back out.
it'll give us so much more room for the turbo kit.
So I'm just gonna eat the bullet, bite the bullet.
It's only $400, $500.
Bucks.
Guys, subscribe to our Patreon, Jerry Rig Garage on Patreon. We have early access to our videos. We'll post them on Patreon first, so if you want to see them, you know, you might be watching this video. There's a new video out on Patreon right now, so check that out.
So yeah, soon me and Davis are gonna go through basically everything that we're gonna need to do to get this like engine all ready, because the plan was bolt it up to the car and then take it back out when we need it. I mean, obviously it only has a couple bolts holding this just the
it's got the
subframe
yep,
bolts on
and transmission.
Oh yeah, and that's it. And so
and we have a science down for taking these in and out now.
This K-member is really easy to work with, honestly.
Yep.
Which I like, because it can be jacked
and
from the front.
Since nothing's been taken out yet either, or nothing's been plugged back in, once we'll just push us into the driveway, lift it up, and drop it out.
Yeah, and it should be really easy. But so we're just gonna go through everything that the engine needs, and then once we have everything, then we're gonna try and tackle the you know, obviously doing the work. But the Bonneville is definitely gonna come first, and then after the Bonneville is working, it'll be time for the
Project
Camaro.
Death.
I mean, I've got so many freaking projects of my own that.
So, drag strip closes in October,
Man,
and it's June, mid to late June right now.
We gotta do something. We gotta make it. Like even if we have to sacrifice it not running on a turbo, we gotta.
True.
We gotta make it to this year's.
Drive it and just gotta drive.
It has to, even if it doesn't make a pass, it's gotta make it there. It's gotta drive to there. Same with the Bonneville. I want to run that back down the track and see what I can do with that.
Well, you picked up with it. Yep.
Yeah, because I want to get into the low 13s.
That'd be cool.
I mean, I would love to get a 12.
He ran a 13.7 on the previous setup when it was running, but he's done so much to it now.
And that was on a back leak. Not to brag, that was on a back leak. But,
yep.
Dude, I would love to get a 12-second pass in the Bonneville and then never race it again.
Yep.
At least at the track.
Yep.
Because I don't need.
And this thing with the turbo, if it's running right and it got good intake temps, no reason it shouldn't be able to run mid 12s, 11s. 10.
I mean, yeah.
Like depending on what horsepower, the turbo and this setup can easily make 500 or more.
Oh, and one of the reasons I bought this turbo over another one that was just slightly smaller is because this turbo is capable of a little bit more horsepower than the, or at least boost than the turbo I was looking at.
Yeah, this thing is seriously impressive for the money. So
I'm not gonna have to upgrade turbos for this application unless I'm looking to do something completely different.
Yep.
Like, I don't know, much bigger turbo down the road, but like I have no plans for that. So, as for this, the plan is to turbo it, get it running, and then eventually we're going to do T56 swap, hopefully, and then we're gonna do probably a 4.9-inch or
48.8.
We're gonna figure it out. So it might not be the 4.9-inch, but like a comparable.
Something that can hold power. That's
something that can hold power, because this 10-bolt is not the thing that can do that. And yeah, so that's just a little bit of Project Death for you guys. I know that literally the last 3 videos that we've done with this, besides moving it out of the driveway,
have been updates like this.
Have been exactly videos like this. But this turbo took 5 weeks to get here.
Yep.
That's just an example. Yeah, and we've been wanting to show off this turbo for as long as I've ordered it. So yeah, I wish we could have had better bolts and
bolted it actually up.
But like our manifold bolts that that came with it, I don't know what car they're to, but they're definitely not for a 3800.
Probably not an L67. Maybe the bolts are different between the L36.
They're not, because we use the same manifold bolts as on my L36.
That's true.
Yeah, this company's just trash.
All right, well, I think that's gonna do it. something like that.
Yeah, it should look something like that, but just rotated different.
Or in a different spot.
Well, that's it for this, guys. But if you have any comments or suggestions for the Camaro, let us know.
Any advice? We're gonna do the stand-up radiator, you know, pipe,
Yep.
all that stuff.
Yep, just let us know if you know anyone personally that's done the stand-up radiator. We got questions, stuff like that. And yeah, let's get back to the Trans Am.